On a spring outing. During our free time, 3 of us got lost. I was very thirsty and everyone had finished their water. At that moment, Xiaoqiang saw a school not far ahead. It turned out to be a kindergarten. The teacher was playing with the students on the playground. The environment of this mountain kindergarten was really nice. We walked over and the security guard uncle gave us some water and told us the way back. After we returned, we told our classmates about it. One classmate was extremely shocked and said that this kindergarten had been abandoned 10 years ago. Oh my god, we clearly saw it wasn't like that just now. Later, I heard from my family that this kindergarten had a fire, and all the teachers and students were burned to death. What did we see that day?
In 4th grade, I lived at school. I remember one late night, my classmate and I were heading back to the dorm. Wait, what's wrong? I habitually count the steps every day when I go upstairs. There are 14 steps on our floor, but just now when I counted, there was one less step. Maybe you remembered it wrong? It's very late, let's go back to the dorm and sleep. I didn't remember it wrong, but I have to go back and count again. This is so boring, I think I'm just going to go back to sleep. Hey, what are you doing? I was too tired at the time, so I didn't pay attention. After that, this classmate never came back. Later, they were reported missing. Near the time I was about to graduate, the school renovated the dormitory building and found a skeleton under the stairs on the 1st floor.
He couldn't hold it anymore. Trying to fix it. I heard that in the 3rd stall of the girls' restroom, there's Hanako's ghost. I don't care anymore. I'm going to the 1st stall. Both stalls are broken. It's so unbearable. Hanako is just an urban legend to scare people. When I get back, I'll tell everyone. I went to the stall where Hanako supposedly is, and nothing happened. Okay. Let's go. Wait, you went to the haunted girls' restroom upstairs. There was nothing there. I even washed my hands and looked in the mirror. But there's no mirror in the restroom upstairs. You're scaring me again. Look. I was at the hospital caring for my critically ill grandfather for my cats. In the middle of the night, the hospital room door suddenly opened, and several people came in. I asked who they were looking for, and an elderly man said they were distant relatives of my grandfather, visiting after hearing he was ill. Half an hour later, these people left. After seeing them off, I returned to the hospital room to find my grandfather in critical condition. I called and informed my family and relatives. That night, my grandfather passed away. Although we had anticipated this outcome, it was still very painful. Suddenly, I thought of the distant relatives who came to visit my grandfather last night and told my father about it. My father said he had never heard of these people. Thinking back to their attire last night, I found it very strange.
Yesterday, on my way home from school, I saw a boy from our class abusing a little bird. I was about to step in to stop it, but the bird was already dead. How can someone so young be so cruel? Today, something terrible happened after school. The classmate who killed the bird yesterday seemed to have gone crazy. He stood on the rooftop and said he was a bird. His manner of death was just like the little bird he killed yesterday.
Xiaolan found a big snail in the grass. She carefully picked up the snail, and to her surprise, it bit her. The next day, Xiaolan's back was very itchy. The skin on her back underwent a terrible change, but she didn't pay much attention to it. 2 days later, Xiaolan called the school to ask for leave. She said she wasn't feeling well. A week later, Xiaolan's classmates came to visit her, and the door opened by itself. Xiaolan had turned into a half-human, half-snail monster.
This summer vacation, my cousin and I secretly went swimming in the pond. I remember it was especially hot that noon, and it was just us in the back mountain. Suddenly, my cousin swam frantically towards the shore, shouting for me to get out of the water quickly. What happened?
Something in the water just grabbed my leg and was pulling me down. I barely managed to break free.
Don't scare me, okay? If you don't believe me, just watch. Let's hurry up and leave. Because we were afraid our parents would scold us for swimming secretly, we didn't tell our family. Legend has it that when someone walks at night, if you encounter a woman wearing a mask and she asks you if she is beautiful, at this moment, if you say beautiful, she will take off her mask to show you. If you say she is not beautiful, she will eat you, scaring you.
Yesterday, I accidentally cut my palm and it split open.
Are you the slit-mouthed woman? What do you think?
Hey everyone, do you ever feel scared to close your eyes while washing your hair just like me? Every time I close my eyes while washing my hair, I feel like a ghost is standing right next to me. A lot of people online say they have this kind of fear too. Actually, it's just us scaring ourselves.
Mom, my sister is on the swing. Where's the sister from? Right behind you. You're swinging back and forth just like this. Haha, it's so much fun.
We have a tunnel slide here that eats people's souls. People who come out of the slide become disoriented as if they've lost their souls.
Is it really that scary? I want to try it. You'd better not try it. Maybe the parents are just trying to scare us. The exit is right ahead.
What are you afraid of? Hey!
I'm going home.
Lately there's been this mysterious bad smell in the house. It smells like rotten eggs or maybe a dead rat. But no matter how much I search, I can't find where the smell is coming from. Even spraying perfume doesn't cover it up. I even replaced all the furniture and had the cleaning service thoroughly clean the house. But I can still smell it. Where on earth is this smell coming from?
After evening study sessions, my bike feels heavy, like someone's on it. I notice a chill on my back, but when I look, there's nothing there. I guess it's just the stress from all the studying lately. One time, at the entrance of a park, I saw a person selling balloons. His cart was tied with all sorts of cartoon balloons. I went up, ready to choose one to take home. Suddenly, a Mickey Mouse balloon gave me a strange smile. I thought it was just my imagination. I rubbed my eyes, and indeed, nothing had happened. So, I hurriedly left, but that night, something strange happened. Yesterday, I encountered something terrifying. On my way home, I passed through a tunnel that was very dark. I was hesitating about whether to take another route when suddenly, a car drove in behind me. I immediately felt less afraid and continued biking. Then, the car passed me, and when I glanced at it, I was nearly scared to death it had no one inside. Frightened, I pedaled out of the tunnel. Once outside, I felt less scared, but curiosity made me look back at the car. It slowly emerged from the tunnel, and upon closer inspection, I realized it was a paper car.
I had a really exhausting day at work today, so I'll get some rest later. On my way today, I encountered a strange person. That person was like Xiaoyan.
Recently, every night, on the rooftop of the building opposite mine, there's always a young lady jumping rope. 99, 99, 99. She clearly jumps over 1,000 times. So why does she keep counting 99? I can't take it anymore. I have to go to the rooftop opposite and ask her why she's counting like this. Or my OCD is going to act up. So, I go to the rooftop. The young lady is still jumping, like a robot. Doesn't she get tired? I walk over just about to greet her.
100, 100, 100, 100.
I haven't seen this family in a long time. So many uncles. The ground is also full. It also makes the sound of a scream. Little yellow. Little yellow. Is anyone at home?
Have you ever seen a bee man? Yesterday, on my way home with the fawn, I passed through a forest and saw a massive hornet's nest hanging above. I knew it could be dangerous, but as I was about to run past, I noticed something even worse. A body beneath the nest. It was a hanged person, and his head had become part of the hive. Before I could react, the bee man started moving toward me. Terrified, I bolted, my legs trembling as I ran all the way home. When you walk into an empty alley, hear a snipping sound ahead, whatever you do, don't run. Because you might very well encounter the scissor man. Now, if you get scared and run back, the scissor man will quickly catch up to you. You know what the neat thing to do is? To cut off your head and put it on his own neck. Recently, Xiao Chang thinks about eating meat every day. He can only eat if there's meat in every meal. What he craves is that really fatty meat, and the smell of vegetables makes him want to throw up. At first, his family thought it was just Xiao Chang's love for meat. But one day, when Xiao Chang came home and saw raw meat that his family had just bought sitting on the kitchen cutting board, he couldn't help himself. He rushed over, and it was like his body was out of control as he grabbed that piece of raw meat, wanting to eat it directly, just as his mom saw him, and she stopped Xiao Chang from doing that. What is this? Turns out that he's the one who has been wanting to eat meat all along.
Xiaomei, look. What is that? Wow, it's a doll. So cute. Is it abandoned? Let's take it home. Ha ha ha. Big sister, is this your doll?
Walk to the garden to take a look. Ha 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 ha.
Yesterday I was playing in the yard and saw Xiaoming standing by his window smiling at me. I called him to come out and play, but he didn't respond, just kept smiling at me. When I got home I told my mom about it. My mom said Xiaoming and his family went on a trip 2 days ago, and no one was home. They won't be back until tomorrow. So who did I see? Today after school, I looked up at Xiaoming's window by chance. At that moment Xiaoming's family came back. I shouted at them not to go home. But how could they listen to a kid? A day later, I ran into Xiaoming. Before I could say anything, he told me that in the 2 days since he returned home, he had nightmares every night about someone who looked just like him chasing him. I'm a food delivery guy. Lately, I've been getting daily delivery orders for this building. The person ordering is a woman, and she orders snail noodles every day.
Delivery's here. Just leave it outside the door. Thanks.
From her voice, she must be a beauty, but she always asks me to leave it outside. This time, I want to see what you look like. So I hid in the stairwell to wait for him to come out and get the delivery. The next day, he placed another order. This time, I must see what he looks like.
Hi, your delivery is here. I'll leave it outside the door. Thanks.
I deliberately placed it a bit further from the door, thinking, you can't possibly not come out to get it, right?
Do you really want to see what I look like that much? The snail noodles are cold now. I'm giving you a bad review.
Ever seen a dog with a human face? Hi everyone, I'm Wang Deifa. Last night I didn't want to do my homework, so I made an excuse to go downstairs and throw out the trash. I saw a black dog rummaging through the can. At first I thought it was the neighbor's dog, Wang Chai, that ran out. I was about to call its name when it suddenly turned its head. Oh my god, this is the face of a middle-aged man. He smiled at me and said, "Out so late, have you finished your homework?" I was so scared I dropped the trash and ran home. The black dog stood up and started chasing me like a human. Wait, how did he know I hadn't finished my homework?
Ever seen someone walk backward? Last night when I was coming home from school, I saw a figure walking towards me. I found that he walked over backwards. When he passed by me, I couldn't help but turn to look at his face. Oh my god! His head could rotate 360 degrees. I was so scared I quickly ran home. He started running towards me too, and while running, he kept saying, "Do you want to see my face?" Luckily, I ran fast. I don't know what will happen if he catches me.
Last night I couldn't sleep, so I was scrolling through videos. Suddenly, I heard a loud wailing sound outside, so I turned on the light, got out of bed, and went to the balcony to check. All the other neighbors had their lights off and were asleep. The moonlight made everything very bright. At this moment, a person's shadow appeared on a distant building, and the sound seemed to come from him. Wait, why is this shadow so big? In the blink of an eye, the huge shadow disappeared.
What on earth was that?
Have you ever played hide and seek alone? First, prepare a cloth doll and empty all the stuffing inside. Fill the doll's belly with your fingernails and rice, then sew it up with red thread. As you sew, make a wish. Finally, place the doll in a bathtub filled with water, turn off all the lights, and hide. If the doll doesn't find you within 10 minutes, your wish will come true. Oh no, I really forgot to bring my watch. It should be 10 minutes now. Ha 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 ha.
I'm an adventure streamer. Today, at the request of my fans, I came to an abandoned haunted house to stream my exploration. Since it's still early, I plan to take a nap first. Wait until the second half of the night to explore. I had just fallen asleep when strange noises in the house woke me up. The sound seemed to be coming from under the bed.
Hi everyone, I'm Wang Defa. After class today, I went to the bathroom. When I got back to the classroom, I noticed that everyone was gone. Strange. It's not even time for school to be over. And the whole school is empty. Just then, a huge noise came from outside the window. A vortex appeared in the sky. Oh my gosh, is this the end of the world? Where did all my classmates go? Then I heard footsteps in the hallway. Someone's here, thank goodness! I quickly ran towards the sound of the footsteps. Just as I was about to ask, I noticed something was off. There was something blooming like a flower on this person's head. Is this an alien? Run! That strange person started chasing me, but they seemed to be moving very slowly. I turned and hid in the next classroom. This classroom is also empty. The strange person walked straight past. At that moment, I accidentally bumped a remote control on the floor.
Please be aware, there have been incidents of unidentified creatures attacking people in our city. This species is aggressive. After being attacked, humans will lose brain consciousness and also become infectious in their attacks. Survivors should promptly gather at the central square.
The noise from the TV drew the strange person closer. What should I do? A strange person pushed the door open and came in. I quickly hid under the table. It seemed he had no eyes and relied on his sense of smell to find prey. Panicking, I crawled out from under the table and ran outside. Oh my gosh, there's another one! I kept backing away. At this moment, the one in the classroom also came out. Am I completely finished? A familiar voice shouted softly to me from a distance. Wang Defa, hold your breath. Don't breathe. I turned around and saw it was Xiaomei from class 3. I quickly covered my mouth and held my breath. One of the strange people walked towards me. I held my breath as Xiaomei instructed, and it seemed like the creature couldn't find me. Xiaomei threw a stone into the distance. The two strange people walked towards the sound. Taking this chance, I quickly ran to Xiaomei. I asked what was going on. I just went to the bathroom, and the world turned into this. Xiaomei said the space-time of the universe got messed up, and now it's 2026. Oh my gosh, I traveled through time just by going to the bathroom? What happened in these 2 years? Xiaomei said that an alien intelligent plant life form appeared among humans. Those two creatures that look like both humans and plants are a type of intelligent plant life form. They hunt by smell and are called scent hunters. After hearing Xiaomei, I could hardly believe what was happening. I wanted to go home. Xiaomei explained that after the time-space disorder, her family had scattered. I asked if there were any other survivors outside. Xiaomei mentioned that they had a small team. She had returned to the school in order to find a specific reagent that could effectively deal with the hunters. It was in the chemistry lab on the 4th floor of the school. Just then, Xiaomei's phone rang. It was a message from one of their team members, along with a video. Xiaomei opened the video, which showed the zoo located here. A zebra had undergone a plant-like mutation. Xiaomei said the team member must have been trapped in the zoo while looking for supplies. We needed to find the reagent quickly to save him. I decided to join Xiaomei and them. At that moment, the hunters started walking towards us again. Xiaomei and I quickly ran to the 4th floor, but the stairs to the 4th floor were locked by an iron gate. At this moment, a hunter approached. What should we do? Xiaomei said, hold your breath. As long as we don't breathe or make any noise, the hunters won't find us. So we held our breath and stood still against the wall. The hunter walked step by step towards us but didn't find us. Just as he was about to turn and leave, my stomach started to hurt again. I had just gone to the bathroom. Why did my stomach hurt at this moment? I couldn't hold it in and let out a fart. The hunter that had just walked away immediately turned and walked towards me. Oh my god, the sound of the fart attracted a predator. Is this the end for us? At that moment, a dense medicinal potion sprayed towards the hunter. The hunter immediately struggled in pain and then fell to the ground, motionless. On the other side of the tall iron fence stood a young boy named Xiaolei, holding a brightly colored water gun. It was Xiaolei, my classmate. Xiaolei shouted, hurry up and go to the 4th floor from the west side of the corridor. We'll meet in the chemistry lab. As I ran, I asked Xiaomei, is Xiaolei also part of your team? Xiaomei said yes. Xiaomei and I ran to the door of the chemistry lab on the 4th floor in one breath. Xiaolei was already waiting for us at the door. Xiaolei saw me and said happily, Wang Defa, you're still alive. At that moment, liquid started dripping from the ceiling. We looked up and saw a creature like a gecko clinging to the ceiling.
Recently, every night, on the rooftop of the building opposite mine, there's always a young lady jumping rope. 99, 99, 99. She clearly jumps over 1,000 times. So why does she keep counting 99? I can't take it anymore. I have to go to the rooftop opposite and ask her why she's counting like this. Or my OCD is going to act up. So, I go to the rooftop. The young lady is still jumping, like a robot. Doesn't she get tired? I walk over just about to greet her.
100, 100, 100, 100.
In 4th grade, I lived at school. I remember one late night, my classmate and I were heading back to the dorm. Wait, what's wrong? I habitually count the steps every day when I go upstairs. There are 14 steps on our floor, but just now when I counted, there was one less step. Maybe you remembered it wrong? It's very late. Let's go back to the dorm and sleep. I didn't remember it wrong, but I have to go back and count again. This is so boring. I think I'm just going to go back to sleep. Hey, what are you doing? I was too tired at the time, so I didn't pay attention. After that, this classmate never came back. Later, they were reported missing. Near the time I was about to graduate, the school renovated the dormitory building and found a skeleton under the stairs on the 1st floor.
I haven't seen this family in a long time. So many uncles. The ground is also full. It also makes the sound of a scream. Little yellow. Little yellow. Is anyone at home?
I was at the hospital caring for my critically ill grandfather for my kids. In the middle of the night, the hospital room door suddenly opened, and several people came in. I asked who they were looking for, and an elderly man said they were distant relatives of my grandfather, visiting after hearing he was ill. Half an hour later, these people left. After seeing them off, I returned to the hospital room to find my grandfather in critical condition. I called and informed my family and relatives. That night, my grandfather passed away. Although we had anticipated this outcome, it was still very painful. Suddenly, I thought of the distant relatives who came to visit my grandfather last night and told my father about it. My father said he had never heard of these people. Thinking back to their attire last night, I found it very strange.
Yesterday, on my way home from school, I saw a boy from our class abusing a little bird. I was about to step in to stop it, but the bird was already dead. How can someone so young be so cruel? Today, something terrible happened after school. The classmate who killed the bird yesterday seemed to have gone crazy. He stood on the rooftop and said he was a bird. His manner of death was just like the little bird he killed yesterday.
Xiaolan found a big snail in the grass. She carefully picked up the snail, and to her surprise, it bit her. The next day, Xiaolan's back was very itchy. The skin on her back underwent a terrible change, but she didn't pay much attention to it. 2 days later, Xiaolan called the school to ask for leave. She said she wasn't feeling well. A week later, Xiaolan's classmates came to visit her, and the door opened by itself. Xiaolan had turned into a half-human, half-snail monster.
This summer vacation, my cousin and I secretly went swimming in the pond. I remember it was especially hot that noon, and it was just us in the back mountain. Suddenly, my cousin swam frantically towards the shore, shouting for me to get out of the water quickly. What happened?
Something in the water just grabbed my leg and was pulling me down. I barely managed to break free.
Don't scare me, okay? If you don't believe me, just watch. Let's hurry up and leave. Because we were afraid our parents would scold us for swimming secretly, we didn't tell our family.
Hey everyone, do you ever feel scared to close your eyes while washing your hair just like me? Every time I close my eyes while washing my hair, I feel like a ghost is standing right next to me. A lot of people online say they have this kind of fear too. Actually, it's just us scaring ourselves.
We have a tunnel slide here that eats people's souls. People who come out of the slide become disoriented as if they've lost their souls.
Is it really that scary? I want to try it. You'd better not try it. Maybe the parents are just trying to scare us. The exit is right ahead.
What are you afraid of? Hey!
I'm going home.
Lately there's been this mysterious bad smell in the house. It smells like rotten eggs or maybe a dead rat. But no matter how much I search, I can't find where the smell is coming from. Even spraying perfume doesn't cover it up. I even replaced all the furniture and had the cleaning service thoroughly clean the house. But I can still smell it. Where on earth is this smell coming from?
After evening study sessions, my bike feels heavy, like someone's on it. I notice a chill on my back, but when I look, there's nothing there. I guess it's just the stress from all the studying lately. One time, at the entrance of a park, I saw a person selling balloons. His cart was tied with all sorts of cartoon balloons. I went up, ready to choose one to take home. Suddenly, a Mickey Mouse balloon gave me a strange smile. I thought it was just my imagination. I rubbed my eyes, and indeed, nothing had happened. So, I hurriedly left, but that night, something strange happened.
Yesterday I was playing in the yard and saw Xiaoming standing by his window smiling at me. I called him to come out and play, but he didn't respond, just kept smiling at me. When I got home I told my mom about it. My mom said Xiaoming and his family went on a trip 2 days ago, and no one was home. They won't be back until tomorrow. So who did I see? Today after school, I looked up at Xiaoming's window by chance. At that moment Xiaoming's family came back. I shouted at them not to go home. But how could they listen to a kid? A day later, I ran into Xiaoming. Before I could say anything, he told me that in the 2 days since he returned home, he had nightmares every night about someone who looked just like him chasing him.
Yesterday, I encountered something terrifying. On my way home, I passed through a tunnel that was very dark. I was hesitating about whether to take another route when suddenly, a car drove in behind me. I immediately felt less afraid and continued biking. Then, the car passed me, and when I glanced at it, I was nearly scared to death it had no one inside. Frightened, I pedaled out of the tunnel. Once outside, I felt less scared, but curiosity made me look back at the car. It slowly emerged from the tunnel, and upon closer inspection, I realized it was a paper car.
I had a really exhausting day at work today, so I'll get some rest later. On my way today, I encountered a strange person. That person was like, Xiaoyan.
Mom, my sister is on the swing. Where's the sister from? Right behind you. You're swinging back and forth just like this. Haha, it's so much fun.
Legend has it that when someone walks at night, if you encounter a woman wearing a mask and she asks you if she is beautiful, at this moment, if you say beautiful, she will take off her mask to show you. If you say she is not beautiful, she will eat you, scaring you.
Yesterday, I accidentally cut my palm and it split open.
Are you the slit-mouthed woman? What do you think?
Have you ever seen a bee man? Yesterday, on my way home with the fawn, I passed through a forest and saw a massive hornet's nest hanging above. I knew it could be dangerous, but as I was about to run past, I noticed something even worse. A body beneath the nest. It was a hanged person, and his head had become part of the hive. Before I could react, the bee man started moving toward me. Terrified, I bolted, my legs trembling as I ran all the way home. When you walk into an empty alley, hear a snipping sound ahead, whatever you do, don't run. Because you might very well encounter the scissor man. Now, if you get scared and run back, the scissor man will quickly catch up to you. You know what the neat thing to do is? To cut off your head and put it on his own neck. Recently, Xiao Chang thinks about eating meat every day. He can only eat if there's meat in every meal. What he craves is that really fatty meat, and the smell of vegetables makes him want to throw up. At first, his family thought it was just Xiao Chang's love for meat. But one day, when Xiao Chang came home and saw raw meat that his family had just bought sitting on the kitchen cutting board, he couldn't help himself. He rushed over, and it was like his body was out of control as he grabbed that piece of raw meat, wanting to eat it directly, just as his mom saw him. And she stopped Xiao Chang from doing that. What is this? Turns out that he's the one who has been wanting to eat meat all along.
Xiaomei, look, what is that? Wow, it's a doll. So cute. Is it abandoned? Let's take it home. Ha ha ha. Big sister, is this your doll?
Walk to the garden to take a look. Ha 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 ha.
He couldn't hold it anymore. Trying to fix it. I heard that in the third stall of the girls' restroom, there's Hanako's ghost. I don't care anymore. I'm going to the first stall. Both stalls are broken. It's so unbearable. Hanako is just an urban legend to scare people. When I get back, I'll tell everyone. I went to the stall where Hanako supposedly is, and nothing happened. Okay. Let's go. Wait, you went to the haunted girls' restroom upstairs. There was nothing there. I even washed my hands and looked in the mirror. But there's no mirror in the restroom upstairs. You're scaring me again. Look.
I'm a food delivery guy. Lately, I've been getting daily delivery orders for this building. The person ordering is a woman, and she orders snail noodles every day.
Delivery's here. Just leave it outside the door. Thanks.
From her voice, she must be a beauty, but she always asks me to leave it outside. This time, I want to see what you look like. So I hid in the stairwell to wait for him to come out and get the delivery. The next day, he placed another order. This time, I must see what he looks like.
Hi, your delivery is here. I'll leave it outside the door. Thanks.
I deliberately placed it a bit further from the door, thinking, you can't possibly not come out to get it, right?
Do you really want to see what I look like that much? The snail noodles are cold now. I'm giving you a bad review.
Hi everyone, I'm Wang Defa. After class today, I went to the bathroom. When I got back to the classroom, I noticed that everyone was gone. Strange, it's not even time for school to be over. And the whole school is empty. Just then, a huge noise came from outside the window. A vortex appeared in the sky. Oh my gosh, is this the end of the world? Where did all my classmates go? Then I heard footsteps in the hallway. Someone's here, thank goodness! I quickly ran towards the sound of the footsteps. Just as I was about to ask, I noticed something was off. There was something blooming like a flower on this person's head. Is this an alien? Run! That strange person started chasing me, but they seemed to be moving very slowly. I turned and hid in the next classroom. This classroom is also empty. The strange person walked straight past. At that moment, I accidentally bumped a remote control on the floor.
Please be aware, there have been incidents of unidentified creatures attacking people in our city. This species is aggressive. After being attacked, humans will lose brain consciousness and also become infectious in their attacks. Survivors should promptly gather at the central square.
The noise from the TV drew the strange person closer. What should I do? A strange person pushed the door open and came in. I quickly hid under the table. It seemed he had no eyes and relied on his sense of smell to find prey. Panicking, I crawled out from under the table and ran outside. Oh my gosh, there's another one. I kept backing away. At this moment, the one in the classroom also came out. Am I completely finished? A familiar voice shouted softly to me from a distance. Wang Defa, hold your breath. Don't breathe. I turned around and saw it was Xiaomei from class 3. I quickly covered my mouth and held my breath. One of the strange people walked towards me. I held my breath as Xiaomei instructed, and it seemed like the creature couldn't find me. Xiaomei threw a stone into the distance. The two strange people walked towards the sound. Taking this chance, I quickly ran to Xiaomei. I asked what was going on. I just went to the bathroom, and the world turned into this. Xiaomei said the space-time of the universe got messed up, and now it's 2026. Oh my gosh, I traveled through time just by going to the bathroom? What happened in these 2 years? Xiaomei said that an alien intelligent plant life form appeared among humans. Those two creatures that look like both humans and plants are a type of intelligent plant life form. They hunt by smell and are called scent hunters. After hearing Xiaomei, I could hardly believe what was happening. I wanted to go home. Xiaomei explained that after the time-space disorder, her family had scattered. I asked if there were any other survivors outside. Xiaomei mentioned that they had a small team. She had returned to the school in order to find a specific reagent that could effectively deal with the hunters. It was in the chemistry lab on the 4th floor of the school. Just then, Xiaomei's phone rang. It was a message from one of their team members, along with a video. Xiaomei opened the video, which showed the zoo located here. A zebra had undergone a plant-like mutation. Xiaomei said the team member must have been trapped in the zoo while looking for supplies. We needed to find the reagent quickly to save him. I decided to join Xiaomei and them. At that moment, the hunters started walking towards us again. Xiaomei and I quickly ran to the 4th floor, but the stairs to the 4th floor were locked by an iron gate. At this moment, a hunter approached. What should we do? Xiaomei said, hold your breath. As long as we don't breathe or make any noise, the hunters won't find us. So we held our breath and stood still against the wall. The hunter walked step by step towards us but didn't find us. Just as he was about to turn and leave, my stomach started to hurt again. I had just gone to the bathroom. Why did my stomach hurt at this moment? I couldn't hold it in and let out a fart. The hunter that had just walked away immediately turned and walked towards me. Oh my god, the sound of the fart attracted a predator. Is this the end for us? At that moment, a dense medicinal potion sprayed towards the hunter. The hunter immediately struggled in pain and then fell to the ground, motionless. On the other side of the tall iron fence stood a young boy named Xiaolei, holding a brightly colored water gun. It was Xiaolei, my classmate. Xiaolei shouted, "Hurry up and go to the 4th floor from the west side of the corridor. We'll meet in the chemistry lab." As I ran, I asked Xiaomei, "Is Xiaolei also part of your team?" Xiaomei said yes. Xiaomei and I ran to the door of the chemistry lab on the 4th floor in one breath. Xiaolei was already waiting for us at the door. Xiaolei saw me and said happily, "Wang Defa, you're still alive." At that moment, liquid started dripping from the ceiling. We looked up and saw a creature like a gecko clinging to the ceiling.
Ever seen a dog with a human face? Hi everyone, I'm Wang Defa. Last night I didn't want to do my homework, so I made an excuse to go downstairs and throw out the trash. I saw a black dog rummaging through the can. At first I thought it was the neighbor's dog, Wang Chai, that ran out. I was about to call its name when it suddenly turned its head. Oh my god, this is the face of a middle-aged man. He smiled at me and said, "Out so late, have you finished your homework?" I was so scared I dropped the trash and ran home. The black dog stood up and started chasing me like a human. Wait, how did he know I hadn't finished my homework? Last week, our school went on a spring outing. During our free time, 3 of us got lost. I was very thirsty and everyone had finished their water. At that moment, Xiaoqiang saw a school not far ahead. It turned out to be a kindergarten. The teacher was playing with the students on the playground. The environment of this mountain kindergarten was really nice. We walked over and the security guard uncle gave us some water and told us the way back. After we returned, we told our classmates about it. One classmate was extremely shocked and said that this kindergarten had been abandoned 10 years ago. Oh my god, we clearly saw it wasn't like that just now. Later, I heard from my family that this kindergarten had a fire and all the teachers and students were burned to death. What did we see that day?
Ever seen someone walk backward? Last night when I was coming home from school, I saw a figure walking towards me. I found that he walked over backwards. When he passed by me, I couldn't help but turn to look at his face. Oh my god! His head could rotate 360 degrees. I was so scared I quickly ran home. He started running towards me too. And while running, he kept saying, "Do you want to see my face?" Luckily, I ran fast. I don't know what will happen if he catches me.
Last night I couldn't sleep, so I was scrolling through videos. Suddenly, I heard a loud wailing sound outside, so I turned on the light, got out of bed, and went to the balcony to check. All the other neighbors had their lights off and were asleep. The moonlight made everything very bright. At this moment, a person's shadow appeared on a distant building, and the sound seemed to come from him. Wait, why is this shadow so big? In the blink of an eye, the huge shadow disappeared.
What on earth was that?
Have you ever played hide and seek alone? First, prepare a cloth doll and empty all the stuffing inside. Fill the doll's belly with your fingernails and rice, then sew it up with red thread. As you sew, make a wish. Finally, place the doll in a bathtub filled with water, turn off all the lights, and hide. If the doll doesn't find you within 10 minutes, your wish will come true. Oh no, I really forgot to bring my watch. It should be 10 minutes now. Ha 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 ha.
I'm an adventure streamer. Today, at the request of my fans, I came to an abandoned haunted house to stream my exploration. Since it's still early, I plan to take a nap first. Wait until the second half of the night to explore. I had just fallen asleep when strange noises in the house woke me up. The sounds seemed to be coming from under the bed.